Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson is on the horizon. An individual familiar with negotiations told Boxing Scene that recent discussions have been so positive that it's accurate to assess that the WBO 140-pound title bout is imminent to occur in late January in New York. Of course, Turkey's gonna have his name all over it, though I really don't see the need in a fight like this. Of course it's a big fight, but we think that these fights need all this money poured into it. We think these fights need millions and millions of dollars to be poured into it. No, this was a fight that could have always been made. Pay them $5 million each and make it happen. But this really is a fight that America needs, not in Saudi Arabia. It needs to happen in America, preferably Madison Square Garden. The expectation is that it will land on January 31st, a week before the Super Bowl and a week after the conference championship games in the NFL. So this is going to bring in a lot of attention. These two guys really have the potential to be America's next superstar. They're still pretty young, but inactivity has been killing them lately. I'm coming out with a video tomorrow on why America hasn't really found their next superstar yet, so stay tuned for that. Both these guys are also drama queens on Twitter, always going back and forth. So it'll be nice to see a real fight for once instead of on Twitter. But I'm really excited that these two are fighting each other, especially Shakur Stevenson bumping up to 140, has the potential to become a 4-division world champion, all by the age of 28 by the way. So taking a look at Shakur, I really like him. I really like Teofimo Lopez as well as a boxers. I think they're very impressive, entertaining, good, skillful boxers. Shakur Stevenson especially. 24-0, 3-division champion, just laid a whooping on Zepeda. This was a fight that many people thought Zepeda was going to bring it to him. People were also expecting Shakur Stevenson to fight more in the inside and actually exchange, not run so much. And he did exactly that. He stayed in the inside at times. He stayed on the ropes and felt comfortable and still worked Zepeda, winning probably 9 to 10 rounds. The biggest concern with Shakur in his career was the hands. He has brittle hands mainly because of just injuries he has. Also just never really had the power to begin with. Now he's going to have even less power, and the problem with that is he going to keep pressure fighters away from him? Is he going to make guys respect him when Shakur is on the ropes? He found a way to do it against Zepeda, but being only 28 years old, and if his hands keep getting brittle, 3, 4, 5 years from now when he keeps moving up, it's going to get harder for him. But we take a look at Teofimo Lopez, who has a similar style to Shakur Stevenson, believe it or not. They're kind of counter punchers, and we always say styles make fights, and that is the case. This fight has the potential, while exciting that we're seeing two top American superstars, potential superstars I should say, go at it, I do see it kind of being boring. And the reason why is two of them are counterpunchers. They're going to be waiting to throw the next punch. Okay, we saw that with Teofimo Lopez in his last fight back in May. He fought Arnold Barboza, put on an excellent performance, completely outclassed Barboza, but it pretty much was a boring fight and a boring card, of course. Shakur Stevenson actually had a more entertaining fight both against Padley and Zepeda in his last two fights than Teofimo Lopez has been. But Lopez really has the skill. He has the abilities to beat anybody at 135 when he was there. Has the abilities to beat anybody at 140 while he's here now. We saw what he did against Lomachenko. I'm a huge Lomachenko fan. I thought Loma was robbed against Haney. Many people say he was robbed against Teofimo Lopez as well. No, I watched that fight. Teofimo Lopez outworked, beat fairly a prime Lomachenko. Of course, his loss to George Kambosos was pretty embarrassing, unexpected. But he comes back and then beats Josh Taylor, bumps up a division, beats Josh Taylor, the former undisputed champion there, for his belt. The thing with Teofimo is I think he does better against better competition. Put him up against lower competition like Steve Claggett, Jermaine Ortiz, he's going to struggle, maybe fight down to their competition. But put him in a high pressure environment like Josh Taylor, like Lomachenko, like Richard Comey, like Shakur Stevenson potentially. He actually might do good and actually be perfect for the big lights. But Teofimo Lopez also just another guy that doesn't really have the power. He can stun you, good counter puncher, just like Shakur Stevenson is. So I see this fight, both guys trying to keep their distance, all right, and just trying to outpoint each other, trying to land one in, get out, land one in, get out, and it's going to go to the cards. It's all about who has the higher volume. That's how it is with counter punchers. All right, two counter punchers, whoever has the most volume. If you're fighting a counter puncher, you got to have more volume. If you're a counter puncher yourself, you got to have volume and land good, clean punches. It's all going to be about volume for this fight. But two 28-year-olds who have the potential to be the face of boxing, especially in America, it's good that they're fighting each other. Hopefully this fight really happens. And let's hope that they could actually stay active. If they're fighting in January, they realistically should have 2 more fights after in 2026. They should fight one in January, one around May, June, and then one around September, October, November, December, and close out the year of 2026 with 3 fights. Both of these guys should, you know, that's what I want to see. But I'm going to touch more of this in my video I have tomorrow about why America and boxing doesn't really have a superstar. It's because guys are only fighting once a year. They're waiting for these big cards when they should be fighting for lower money. Okay, 2 or 3 times a year, stay active. Imagine how much better these guys would be if they were active. Imagine how much more money they'd make, how much, their name would grow if they fought and stayed more active. So I'm glad that they're seeing this. Hopefully they could get 2 or 3 more fights in 2026, because that'd be great. That's what they need to do. But hey, I'm excited. And I don't think they're going to get much damage on each other either. So I think they'll be okay, right? 2 counterpunchers, not much power. I don't think they're going to get much damage. The only problem is, of course, the weight cutting in camp. But I think they definitely have no excuses to fight 1 or 2 more times the rest of the year in 2026. But hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to comment down below what you guys think of this fight, who will win. Make sure to subscribe. I'm out. Peace.